All right, guys, in this video, we're gonna go more in depth on the deadlift technique. Specifically focused on doing high volume as opposed to maximum weight. So first, I'm gonna go over some deadlift strategy and technique that is universal. Everyone should be doing this. Then after I've shown you that, I will show you some things that I personally use that you are welcome to try, but they are take it or leave it as it works for you. So, first of all, the deadlift is a movement where we are bringing the weight from the floor to the hang position. So here, my hips, knees, and ankles are all standing tall. So I can't be like this, I can't be like this, I need to be standing all the way tall. So, as we're pulling, we want to keep a few things in mind. One, the barbell should be as close to my body's center of gravity as possible. You can see, when I come up to the bar, I am stepping underneath the weight. So as I look down at the bar goes right over the middle of my foot. And I want it to be right next to my shin as I go through this lift. Okay? So the weight's gonna stay close to my body the whole time. That's going to minimize the possibility of injury, and it's also the position in which I am strongest. Second thing is this is a hip hinge lift, which means the muscles in my glutes, hamstrings, and a little bit of the lower back are going to be doing the work. So the difference between a hip hinge and bending your back is what's happening with your spine. So you can feel your hips right here. When you do the hip hinge, your knee is going to bend a little bit, and your hips should not move relative to your hands and shoulders and upper body throughout the movement. So the bend is all happening right here. This is where I bend. I'm not between my hips and the top of my head, nothing is changing shape. So what that also means is where I'm looking. When I get up to the bar, I'm looking at the floor. My head is straight ahead. As I stand up, my eyes track up, and now I'm looking at the wall across from me. And the same on the way down. So my neck isn't bending. I'm not going to look up like this at the bottom. Look straight ahead, and as your torso moves, your neck moves with it. Then, your arms. Your arms are only necessary for this workout to connect you to the bar. They should not be doing any other work. Think of them like chains that are attached to your shoulders that are towing the bar up. You do not pull with your arms. Your elbow should never bend during the deadlift. So, from here to here, my elbow stays completely extended. Same on the way back down. Then, a little bit about positioning. You want your hips to stay high when you get down into position. So, rather than being like this, down here, more like a squat, I want you to stay here. Think about keeping your shins vertical. So as I come down, my hips are going to move backwards, and my knee is going to stay basically right where it is over the bar, like this. So then my back is going to turn into a plane that's almost parallel with the ground as I come down to the bar. Hips stay high. Then, as I'm doing the lift, I want to apply smooth and steady pressure throughout the whole movement. Don't snap. You don't want to snap the weight off the ground like this. Instead, think about starting to put tension on the bar and smoothly bring it all the way up to the top every rep. That's going to minimize the possibility of injuring yourself and pulling things. Then, as the weight starts to get heavy, something that you should think about as well is not just, don't merely pull the weight up, but think about pushing the floor down as the weight starts to get heavy. So engage your quads to extend your knees as you're standing tall. Your hips and knees should come up and extend at the same time. So don't stand tall like this, and then extend your knees. Don't extend your knees, and then stand up. Try to have it as a fluid motion where everything extends together at the same time. So those are some universal, that's what everyone should be doing with the deadlift. A couple things that I like to do, my deadlift sequence looks like this. I will step up to the bar, my feet under the bar like this, so that the weight is almost touching my shins, not quite. And then what I'm going to do is think about squeezing my glutes and twisting my feet outward in an outward direction. So imagine if I were standing on two dinner plates, my right foot would rotate clockwise, my left foot would rotate counterclockwise, but they're stuck to the floor so they don't move. I'm just applying that outward turning pressure. Squeezing my glutes, then I'm going to get ready. I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to hold it to create tension. Then, start right there. I take the breath, I create tension, and then I go down and grab onto the bar under load, and then I lift up. So I create tension at the top by bracing my core, and then I hold that tension, grab the bar, and maintain a tight glutes and a tight core as I'm going down to the bar, after I grab it, and as I pick it up again. That ensures that your core stays nice and tight the whole movement. Then I like to do the mixed grip, one hand over like this, one hand under like this. You can see a little bit better. This is going to keep the weight from slipping out of my hand as I string together more reps. So I'll string together a couple of reps for you guys to see, some from the front and some from the side, just so you can see how I put them together. So that's the deadlift technique. If you have time before tomorrow, try to practice that, build up to the weight you're going to use for the workout, and I'll see you guys in the morning.